Hey guys, it's Bex here, and I'm here again with my wonderful friend Grace Smith from GraceSmithTV.com. A lot of you already know her because you've been watching videos of us together where she's been hypnotizing us and we've been having lots of fun conversations. But today we're doing something a little bit different, which was not anticipated.
Yes.
Grace showed up to make the videos today, and she almost didn't because I almost had to cancel because I had my first panic attack in probably, I don't know, 10 plus years, a real serious one where I felt like I was going to die. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that today, panic attacks.
Everything happens for a reason, so who knows? Maybe your 3 minutes of hell happens so you can help everybody else.
You're welcome for my panic attack.
Be very grateful for this moment. Panic attacks are actually quite common within my practice, meaning that a lot of people have sought me out because they've had panic attacks before. And if you've ever experienced that, you know how terrifying it is. And that the onset of a panic attack can precipitate future ones simply because you're so afraid that it'll happen again that it actually brings it on. So what we do in hypnosis to help people feel safe that either the panic attack will not come back, we actually walk the client through a panic attack in hypnosis.
So how does someone know if they're having a panic attack? Because I didn't know what to call it for so many years before someone told me, oh, that's a panic attack. That's exactly what you're having.
Right. Everybody might define high anxiety and the beginning of a panic attack a little bit differently. But ultimately, if you can feel high anxiety and function throughout your day, if you're at work and the stresses are just mounting, but you're still able to do the basics of what you need to do, I would define that as high anxiety. Okay. But if you get to the point where you're not functioning, where you're thinking about canceling, or you are canceling, or you can't get up off the ground, or you're sobbing, you can't participate in your daily life requirements, that would be absolutely a panic attack. And then of course there's a spectrum of just being terrified for 3 minutes and feeling that pounding, up to some of my clients have, they've needed to be hospitalized before they come to me.
So I'll say quickly that today's panic attack only lasted for 3 minutes, but the ones that I used to have before I started a meditation practice, before I did years of therapy, would last for days, or they would put me out of commission for days, where I had to sleep afterwards. I was out of energy. So it's not that, what I do, because I know that you guys know that I teach meditation and I teach you how to reduce stress in your life, in your daily life. It's not that that necessarily cured me of my anxiety, but it helps me manage it. So when I do have an attack, it was 3 minutes and I was done.
Right, versus being out of commission for 3 days. There's a lot of people out there who might promise that you'll never feel anxiety again. Yeah. That you'll never feel stressed again. And the fact of the matter is, it's highly unlikely and highly unrealistic. But if you could go from being out of commission for days because your adrenaline spiked so much during that 3 minute panic attack to the point where you haven't had one and you can't even remember how long, and when you did it was 3 minutes long, and then you knew how to mitigate those symptoms, isn't it worth the meditation practice just for that? It's not that the meditation or the hypnosis or whatever didn't work. It's that life is challenging.
And it changes every day. And there's going to be all new circumstances that we encounter that we've never encountered before. So we're going to have different reactions. It's about being prepared for those reactions and then how to manage those reactions when you're in it.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we do in the hypnosis session is we have you walk through what the process of your particular panic attack was. Now you can use this for just anxiety, but with a panic attack it's usually very clear. For most people it's something along the lines of the heart starts to race, the stomach gets queasy, the hands get clammy, and then it's sort of like a blackout or a whiteout, or something then happens in the brain space. So when you're in hypnosis, you are going to go through those feelings, and because you're in hypnosis, you're safe. You're actually deeply relaxed. You're just imagining that it's happening. And then you do the same thing in reverse. So you would clear the brain. So you start thinking clearly. You would turn off the sweating palms. You would make the stomach calm. And you would slow the heartbeat. And in hypnosis, you're able to imagine yourself doing this. And you do it enough times that the brain begins to believe, I am the one in control. So God forbid something happens in life that we're unexpected, that is unexpected, that we don't see coming, that there's a part of your brain, there's a synapse in your brain that believes, even if that were to happen, I know how to turn it off, which oftentimes is enough to keep it from happening in the first place.
we want to offer you something that's actually going to help. And a lot of times we can do that in just a few minutes in a video. I might offer you a meditation, or Grace will offer a hypnosis session. But today we'd really like you to go over to the link that's going to be in the video description, and you'll find out so much more about hypnosis and about hypnosis for stress relief and anxiety in particular with Grace. And we'll fix you up. We're going to help you out, but in a real way that's lasting and true.
Yeah, it's very, very powerful. It's really going to put your mind at ease, especially if you've experienced a panic attack before. And even if you haven't, just so that you feel even more assured that you might be able to not make that a part of your life experience.
Yeah, all of us from time to time feel a little bit of anxiety, whether it's small or big.
Right.
And managing it is a beautiful thing, because why suffer at all when we could figure out a way to not?
Absolutely, when you have a choice.
Thank you guys for joining us today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below the video. We'd love to hear more from you, and give us requests, because we love making these videos for you. And we will both see you very soon. But remember, click on that.